Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Well, good evening to you once you're in St. Kitts and Nevis. You're in the Leeward Islands. Good evening. Good evening to the OECS. Good evening to the Caribbean. And now we're going to step out. Good evening. No. I can't say good evening yet. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good night to you wherever you are in your neck of the woods. Welcome to another edition of On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9. I am Troy Bif Mills, your host, and I'm hoping we're going to have a wonderful time tonight sharing news. And a former Calypsonian out of St. Kitts and Nevis, the late Mick Stokes, had a song, all kind of things, and all kind of things happening. Cricket, football, we're having basketball, the St. Kitts and Nevis Amateur Basketball Association. They're going to be our guest tonight. We're talking sailing. I don't know what we're going to talk about. We got so many things to say according to Bob Marley. We got so many things to talk about. But before we do, let me say big up to all of you. Thank you for joining us here on yet another Tuesday night. It is Tuesday the 4th of February. Boy, the year nearly finished. Boy, January gone poof. And February look like he's planning to go poof, poof, poof behind that. And picking up a few persons who normally tune into us, Montezuma over there in Mansion. Good evening, what you saying, Montezuma? Then we have, who do we have? Evie Morris up there. What they call the road by? Up by Bractus. What they call the area? Pans Pasture? Whatever they call it, up Newtown, up by Bractus. Good evening, Evie. Eustace Hendrickson up in New York. What you saying, bro? Good evening to you. Who else we have? I can't remember them. I'm going to have to write down these names. But it's another edition here at WINN FM 98.9. Track and field season in full swing. Football is going to be starting on the 16th. And cricket has started. My. Wow. So where are we going to start? Let us start in some track and field. And why not start at Nevis? The schools in Nevis, preschools, primary schools, high schools. Well, this is the track and field season in St. Kitts and Nevis. So it is not surprising that all kind of sports they're happening, all kind of relays, all kind of steeplechase. Well, actually, I think they had the steeplechases last month. And I think that was a good idea. I like that idea. And we gonna be looking, let us go, where are we going to look? And just a reminder, you can follow us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Those of you with your Facebook account, you could tune in to us on Facebook and also on YouTube. And, oh boy, if you're celebrating happy birthday today, we say happy birthday to you. If you are celebrating anniversary, happy anniversary as well. If you are going through some bereavement, and boy, we had 2 deaths in Sandy Point back to back. Hearing about one death, discussing it with a gentleman this morning, only to be told another gentleman died the day before, which I'm only hearing this morning. Last year, we had quite a few on a roll in Sandy Point starting in February when my uncle would have passed, and then it just went. So those of you who are going through a period of bereavement, we say condolences to you. And we ask you to focus and concentrate on the good times you would have had with the deceased. Because no doubt you're going to be forever cherishing those memories. To those of you who celebrated between last week, Wednesday, and yesterday, happy belated birthday, happy belated anniversary. Those of you who are celebrating between tomorrow, God's Spear, and next week, Monday, happy birthday in advance, happy anniversary in advance. Those of you who achieved something today, you got a bike clone, I don't know, you bought a pussycat, you bought a puppy, I don't know. Congratulations to you. You went and maybe you got an extra fingernail, I don't know, but congratulations, whatever you achieved today on your job, and your boyfriend, and your girlfriend, and your baby. Congratulations. And track and field. We're talking about the St. James's Primary School over in Nevis. and all kind of things happening. Friday the 31st, that's last week Friday, they had their, what did they have? Hold on, they had their cross country. Well, that's a fancy name for steeplechase. And obviously you had boys, girls, seniors, juniors. And I remember my days of those. Some people took it serious and ran to win. Others, they went on a cool walk. But in the junior boys, Deontay Herman, he picked up the bronze. Kazar Park, the silver medal. And Makayo Lewis, he not only picked up the gold medal, he not only won that race, he was first with a new record of 6 minutes, 18.72 seconds. We say congratulations to those. In the junior girls, we had Vadicia Victorin. She was third, so she gets the bronze. Selena Leader, she gets silver for her second. And Shantezaya Mintos. Mintos. That doesn't really sound like a Nevis name, but it's an athletic name. And this name sounds like this person going to reach real far. She was first in the junior girls, so she gets herself the gold medal. In the senior category, Hazo Otley, he was third in the senior boys. Adrian Douglas Jr. was second. And Kaija Davis, he stopped the clock at a new record, 12 minutes, 51.55 seconds. So that's a new record as well. That's the second new record for the steeplechase. And in the senior girls, third was Ashiba Smith, second Janicia Wilkinson, and the Maya Laji. Guess what? Another record again. So that's the third record for the steeplechase. Winning the goal and stopping the clock at 14 minutes, 20.30 seconds. We say congratulations to them, and those who didn't play, say congrats still, tough luck, but give it a little more effort, train a little harder, and next year you'll probably be in here. And if you look at what's going to be happening up by them in terms of their sports day, what is going to be coming up, who is going to be doing what and when, and all kind of things. And all the schools, them having all kind of things. And here in St. Kitts, I think the practice has changed to having steeplechase last year, cross country. So on the 6th of February, the 6th is on Thursday, St. Thomas's Primary School, they are going to have their road relay. And I like this idea about this road relay. Perhaps other schools in St. Kitts should emulate it. I know some persons may be concerned about the impact on the name, that sort of thing. But check out your doctor. 6th of February, Thursday, 9 a.m., road relay. Their sports day is way down the 21st of February. Hold on. 21st February, 9 a.m. They're getting sports day from 9 a.m.? Boy, maybe my glasses need checking. I have to check my results. These things again. Ivor Walters Primary, they're having their road relay on the 7th. The 7th is Friday 7th. And they had the steeplechase, the cross country, on the 31st, which was Friday. And in terms of the sports day, what we're going to be seeing happening here, all the sports day really further down, The next sports day out of Nevis is Charlestown Secondary at the Nevis Athletic Stadium, 1 p.m. on Wednesday the 12th of February. So that's next week, Wednesday, Charlestown. The 13th, Thursday, Gingerland Secondary. The 18th, V&J's Preschool. The 19th, Charlestown Primary. The 20th, Elizabeth Primary. Wow, back to back to back to back to back. That's a lot of back in there. The 25th of February, Nevis Academy. 26th, Ivor Walters. 27th, Joycelyn Liebert Primary. And the Bank of Nevis Limited Nevis High Schools Championships. the 1st and the 2nd of March. That's Saturday the 1st, Sunday the 2nd of March. And I've never been to one of these things. I think I'll probably go and check it out and see what's happening. I've never been to a mini Olympics neither, you know. And that is on the 2nd of April, God's Spear, Nevis Inter-Primary Schools Championship. And they call that the mini Olympics. So I've been close and very close to that. I've been as close as to over Reggae Beach, well, 2.5 miles away, but I didn't make it that year at all. So we are going to see how that is going. But on the St. Kitts end, that is over in Nevis, on the St. Kitts end, what is going to be happening here? Oh, well, boy, let us start by what has happened, because we had 1, 2, 3 zonal competitions so far. The first one we had was the East Zone 2. That was the East Zone 2. We had 4 schools. Dateby Primary, they were 4th. They got 22 medals in all. 3 silver, 3 gold, 6 silver, 13 bronze. Edgar T. Morris, that's out of Tabernacle. There were 18 medals overall, 3 gold, 7 silvers, and 8 bronze. And guess what? Why they were 3rd? Because they had 1 more silver. They were tied on gold. And the new system, well, let me start the other way. The old system way back when, you used to get points. 7 for first. Well, it used to be 5, 3, and 1. 5 for first, 3 for second, and 1 for third. But then they started to do it, change it. Expanded a little bit more. 7 for first, 5 for second, 3 for third, 2 for fourth, 1 for 5. And of course, you break the record, you get 1 or 2 points. But they changed all of that now, and we've gone into national. Because what is happening, we're doing the medal count thingy. The points, that's to determine the Victor Ladome, Victrix Ladome. But the medal counts, the winners are determined by the number, the greater number of gold medals. If you tie, you go down to the greater number of silver medals. If you tie, you go down to the greater number of bronze medals. I have to find out if they tie at bronze, what they're going to do. That's too easy. So Edgar T. Morris edged out Dateby by 1 silver medal. Second, Sadler's Primary School, they had 17 medals, 5 gold, 7 silver, 5 bronze. But running away, breaking up everything. St. Paul's Primary School, the champions again, they had how many? 57 gold medals. I wonder if I seen right here, boy. Are these numbers right? 57. 1 get 17, 1 get 18, 1 get 22. So you get 57, one school. But here it is, 27 gold medals. If you add up all the other gold medals from all the other schools, 5 and 3, 8 and 3, 11. 11 times 2, 22. So they got more than double the amount of gold medals than everybody else. 18 silvers, 12 bronze. So it was really easy like peasy. And in terms of the champions, the individual champions, we had on the 7th female, St. Paul's, St. Paul's Primary for most of these. On the 7th female, Ayasaya Bennett. She got 20 points. Remember, I was talking about the points that come in here for this. She was the on the 7th female. On the 7th male, O'Shawn Ward. Kishan Ward. Q-Sean, the glasses. Maybe it's the writing there. The glasses look good. Q-Sean Ward of St. Paul's Primary, 20 points. On the 9th female, Markeisha Archibald, St. Paul's Primary, 18 points. On the 9 male, Curvis Stanley, St. Paul's Primary, 18 points. On the 11th female, Tyranny Millard. Wow, this is a blower. St. Paul's Primary, 40 points. 40. You heard me right. And she was the under 11 female. Under 11 male, Jaya Leader, St. Paul's Primary, 32 points. Not really too far. On the 13 female, Shakia Norford, out of Dateby Primary, she got 30 points. So she wasn't too far off the race. On the 13 male, Javion Bradshaw, Dateby Primary School, not St. Paul's, Dateby, 40 points. The Victrix Ladorum, that is the female athlete, on the day getting the most points. It doesn't matter what school you went on, what grade you, what class you're in, who get the most points. And that was Teranique Millard, on the 11 female champs, Victrix Ladorum of St. Paul's Primary 40 School. And the Victor Ladorum, which is the male, Javion Bradshaw of Dateby Primary School, on the 13 male champion, on the Victor Ladorum, 40 points. And now, if we look at the second championship that came up, that was the St. Paul's, is it? That was the Sandy Point. Yes, it was the Sandy Point. That is the West Zone now. And that was on Friday the 31st. What do we have here? Bronte Welch Primary. Well, let me start a different way. The report said this. It was going to be a ding-dong battle between defending champions Sandy Point Primary and Tyrrell Williams Primary. We got to watch Tyrrell Williams. Something a keep in Old Road region. Something a keep. Culturally, from the sports point of view, something a go on down there in Old Road region. We got to watch it. I mean, the Minister of Sports from down there, I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but something a go on down there. It's also the Minister of Culture as well, Minister of Creative Economy, but something a go on in the Old Road district with sport and culture. So a lot of people believe, oh, this is we time now, this is Tyrrell Williams time. We're going to run things over Sandy Point Primary, but that wasn't to be at all. They did start out winning the first 3 races and things, but then things start to settle down and mellow, and Sandy Point win a couple here, and Bronte Welch win there, and Sandy Point and Tyrrell Williams, and then Newtown slipping 1 or 2. So at the end of the day, Bronte Welch, they were 4th with, that's 21 medals. 6 gold, 8 silvers, and 7 bronze. Newton Ground Primary, they were 3rd with 16 medals. 7 gold, 4 silvers, 5 bronze. Tyrrell Williams Primary, 2nd by a wide stretch. 10 gold medals, 16 silvers, and 7 bronze. Sandy Point Primary, back to back, how many times? There were 15 gold medals, 10 silvers, 19 bronze. That is a matter of 44 medals. And then there was the third one. The third one was the Bastia. The third one was the Bastia zone. And I'm just going to get that information for you. I should have it here. Dip. The public school, and remember these are the public school, the government schools. Dr. William Connor. Well, 4 schools again. Starting at the bottom, Halliday Smith Primary, formerly Irish Town. They got a matter of 20 medals, 5 gold, 6 silvers, 7 bronze. Tucker Clark Primary, 6 golds, 9 silvers, 11 bronze, so that's 26 overall. 32. Second place, Beach Allen. 15 gold, 12 silvers, 5 bronze. Dr. William Connor, they've won it like, seems like forever they've been winning this thing. However, they just easy squeezy win by just a single beer, 1 gold medal. But it didn't matter, they win it. So it's 16 gold medals, 13 silvers, 19 bronze. That's 48 medals overall. Well, we don't have the winners as yet for the individual class champions. We don't have those as yet, but we are going to be getting them sometime soon. And those are the champion, the sports day, as we call them, that have gone. Now, what do we have coming up? What action we have coming up? Sky Academy, they are having their sports day Thursday the 6th February at the K-On playing field. And this is the first school here in Nevis. Actually, this is the first school here in St. Kitts, pardon me, to have their sports day. Then on Friday 7th, that's Friday coming, East Zone 1 Public Primary Schools Championships will be happening at the Edgar Gilbert playing field in Molyneux. And the 4 schools competing are Dean Glassford Primary School out of St. Peter's, or Monkey Hill as we call it. K-On Primary School, they are out of K-On obviously. Violet Petty Primary School, they are out of Lodge. And Joshua Obadiah Primary School from Molyneux. So those are the 4 schools contesting in the East Zone 1 Public Primary Schools Championship. Friday coming 7th February at the Edgar Gilbert playing field. Sunday 9th, Sunday coming, Sadler's Secondary School. They are out of the blocks. They're going to be having their sports there at the Sadler's playing field. And they are the second school, individual school, to have their sports there, the first high school. Mauricelia Memorial School, Thursday the 13th January. They're still going to be finalizing where they're going to be having it. The Giant Malt Final Zone Championship. All the primary school, well, I think it's all the winners. That is on Saturday 15th February at SP where the best been in Sandy Point New Recreation Ground. I don't know if it still is, but that was the fastest grass track we had in St. Kitts for a few years back in the 90s, early 2000s. I don't know if that's still the case. Charles E. Mills Secondary School, their sports day is Sunday the 16th February at the New Recreation Ground. Basti High School, their sports day is Sunday 16th February at the Newtown playing field. A couple things about these things. I was in a discussion today and I was asked my opinion on the fact that you have 4 zonal competitions and then you have the winners playing off the 4 top schools. And that's going to be interesting because remember, St. Paul's got 27 gold medals. So is that suggesting that nobody else got up in those? There's somebody get 15. But is that suggesting St. Paul's going to run away with this primary school championship and also the Rams primary? I don't know. And in terms of the Rams primary, that is happening on Tuesday, March 18th at the Kim's Collin. Carifesta Trials, that's happening on Saturday 15th March at the Nevis Athletic Stadium. The eliminations for Rams primary is on Tuesday the 18th, and then the championships proper Saturday 22nd, Sunday 23rd March at the Kim Collins Stadium. TDC Inter-High School Championships Thursday 27th to Sunday 30th March 2025 at the Kim Collins Stadium. The Carifta Games, they are going to be held in Trinidad and Tobago Saturday 19th to Monday 21st April 2025, and Friday the 18th of April is Good Friday. Monday the 21st is Easter Monday. And topping off the year for the calendar, Sports Department's St. Kitts and the Nevis Primary School Challenge, Sunday 4th May 2025 at the Kim Collins. So a lot of track and field. But the discussion, having the 4 zones and then the 4 winners, I'm thinking it's a good thing, development and competition and keeping the athletes active and informed. The challenge I'm having, which is a challenge I had like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I can't remember. Quite a few years back, I had the challenge. When you're going to put a school, what's this? Well, back then, the smallest school used to be Estridge Primary. So when the Rams track and field come and you're going to put a small school with Estridge, their role was 70-something, I think it was, where we had 1 class is a grade. So grade kindergarten, 1 class, 10, 12, 15 students, whatever the case is. Grade 1, 1 class, same kind of numbers. And they went up to grade 6. So if we had average 15 people in the class for 6, grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and kindergarten, 7 times 15, that is 105 students. But when they're going to come up against a school like Sandy Point Primary, at one point having 400 and something students, that's 4 times the amount. Beach Island Primary, I think that's a biggie as well. Tucker Clark, that's a biggie. Dr. William Connor, that's a biggie. And perhaps Keon. I suggested 20, 30 years ago, seems like forever, that they divide this track and field, these primary school championships. They have 2 zones based on population. So the big schools, Sandy Point Primary, Tucker Clark up Newtown, Dr. William Connor up the village, Beach Allen, Keon Primary. Those 4 or 5 schools will compete. They have 1+, 2+. The smaller schools, Newton Ground and Daybe and whatever, they compete. But in the discussion today, I realized they're having 4 championships. And if they were even to divide all the schools into 3 categories, small school, medium size, and large. In Trinidad for the steel band competition, they got small band competition, medium band, large band. And I think for Sugar Mass here, for the parade day, they have something similar. So if you were to say, hey, schools up to 100, you're the small schools. So you're going to compete in a zone by yourself. And then schools from 101 up to 150, 200, I don't know. That's the medium-sized school. And then school over 200, I don't know what the figure is. You're the big school. You're competing in a zone. And it fits into the zones here because they're already having 4 zones. But now you'll have 3. And then the champions will meet at the end of the day. But I'm wondering if that's not a better system. Well, a fairer system, because when Sandy Point got in 200 and something, 300 and something athletes to choose from, and Little Newton Ground or Deep Bay, or who else? Only having 100, 110. I believe there's a mismatch. And something I'm wondering, and I'll probably have to make that suggestion with the director of sports. I don't know the reasons, the objectives of having it done this way. I am wondering if they can't allow all the schools to have their individual sports day and then have these zonal competitions, say 2-3 weeks, the month before the Rams finals, and then have the Rams finals. I suspect, I'm getting the impression, well, not getting the impression, I want to believe really that, well, let's be practical. The first zonal was Friday the 17th of January. Nobody got a primary school. No, who were in that zone? St. Paul's Primary, Dieppe Primary, Edgar Tamaris, Sadler's Primary. Let's look at when these schools are going to have their sports day. Dieppe Sports Day is the Saturday 1st of March. Sadler's Primary, Friday 7th March. St. Paul's Primary, Saturday 8th March. Who else we had up there in that zone? Edgar T. Morris. Edgar T. Morris Primary School Sports Day. Where are you? Saturday, 22nd February. So it really means that these schools went into that zonal, and it's going to happen with all the other schools blindly, so to speak. They're probably looking at last year's stats. But suppose a few students who weren't involved in track and field last year, they didn't have the interest. All of a sudden, develop the interest and will do well this year. Or you have late bloomers. Some who they weren't in anything last year, but all of a sudden, poof, they're on top of things. So I'm really wondering if the model of having these individual sports day before, and then 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whenever you have the zonals, and 2 weeks, 3 weeks after you have the Rams. And if that wouldn't provide for a better competitive Rams championship. But that is just my view. And I'll discuss it with the director of sports and try to find out. Now that's track and field, and we will be having the St. Kitts and Nevis Amateur Basketball Association with us a little later. And we're going to take a break now, and we're going to come back on the other side. Stick and stay. Don't go away. We got a lot of sports to talk about. But Marley had a song. We got so much things to talk about. And we actually do have a lot of sports to talk about. So stick and stay. Don't go away. Want to know what's happening in sport? Tune into On the Ball, a weekly tour show which is on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Bif Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On the Ball with Troy Bif Mills on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball. Welcome back to On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9. Forgive me, I see my producer watching me bad. I forget to big him up when I introduce the show. Good night, Mr. Producer. How you doing? Everything good? Yeah, he looked like he good. That's Raspy of the DJ Tough House Sounds. And Neville Weeks, Manny Weeks, he's known to my uncle from Crabbill. He's up in Miami. He's always locked in. Good evening, Uncle Neville. What are you doing? Well, he love a bad football and a bad cricket. He'd tell me things and he'd see things, and it's only a week after I understand what he's talking about when I see it happening. One of the things he told me, India cricket team, they're going to have serious issues with aging. And there's a discussion already happening. Who in, who out, should they play Kohli, should they play Sharma, who rest up and things like that. And we are going to wait and see how that goes. Now, we finish with track and field. The Sugar Girls, football, a bit of football. The CONCACAF, they had their under-17 female championships. There were 6 zones: Puerto Rico, Trinidad and Tobago. Dominican Republic had 2. Nicaragua had 2. We were in Group F, I think it is, with Nicaragua, Jamaica, and obviously St. Kitts and Nevis. between the two games, we got 10-0. We got a 4-0 from Nicaragua and a half a dozen from Jamaica. And I am not surprised in the least because, let's face it, one, their populations are bigger than ours. Same thing with the primary school I mentioned earlier. Same thing with them. Two, their landmass bigger than ours, actually, obviously. Three, I think the athletes take this sports generally, especially football, a lot more serious than our athletes, our footballers in perhaps the OECS. Four, I think their governments spend a lot of money investing in the football, in sports in general, football especially. Five, the corporate community, I believe, invest quite a lot in it. And speaking of the corporate community, we have opportunities for you to come on board and sponsor the show on the ball. And we'll design a package that is comfortable for you, that you want. You may only want, if you may not be able to sponsor the entire show for the entire month, for an entire period. If you want to do 1 month sponsorship, fine. If you want to do the first hour, ever so often, fine. You want to do the first Tuesday in the month, that's okay. We will make something work for you. We will satisfy you. Whatever you want, we'll satisfy you. So give our marketing department a call, 466-9586, or you can give me a call, 668-2055. And speaking about that, this number is back up and running. The screen went down. I checked around here in St. Kitts. I was told a screen costs $1,800. And it's not an iPhone 23 or whatever it is. It's Samsung S20. I think they're up to 24, 25, 27 right now. I'm not certain. $1,800 for a screen. I get the screen in the US for 70-something, $75, $79, and with a discount it came down to $65 US. So 668-2055 is up and running. And you can actually call in. Give us a call, 466-0989, 662-0989, 762-0989. Ask a question, discuss anything you want to. We're here. Now, we're back to the football. So we didn't do well at all. And the under-17 boys, they're going to be going off shortly as well. We had some players, 3 youngsters playing with Jamaica, going school in Jamaica, actually. They got a scholarship to go there. And they were playing with Premier Division clubs. And they're back home now to be part of the national under-17 team to be competing for the CONCACAF under-17 championships. I think that was a wonderful initiative. We congratulate them. And we wish them the best. And we wish the young Sugar Boys, under-17 Sugar Boys, the best for this program. Now, where are we? So, that is the football. Our national season is going to be starting on Sunday, the 16th of February, with what is called the President's Cup. The league champions, SL Horsford St. Paul's United, and the knockout champions, the FA Cup, called the FA Cup, the knockout, that is OR, Old Road United Jets. They are going to be coming up against each other at Warner Park. And then subsequently, the first division will start, the Premier Division, the Female League. So we're going to be getting into a lot of football. And they ain't got nothing to do with the under 17 and under 12 and all of them things coming on later down. But as that progresses, you are going to hear about that. Cricket. Boy, when you talk about cricket, I remember the days when cricket used to be the first half of the year, especially here in St. Kitts. From January to about April, local cricket, and then April, May, June, you have the Leeward Islands tournament. And the tournament used to be 3-day tournament, 3-day match which is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then the Sunday, you will have, or maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sometimes Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And the Sunday, you'll have the limited overs, the 50 overs. Or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 3-day. And Monday, you will have the 50 overs. But they did it separate, a different model. They had the 3 days and then they won the competition. Everybody meet in the country. It was in St. Kitts the last 2 times, I believe. So, but now, cricket is a 365 thing. Internationally, especially here, because Australia, some countries have a Boxing Day test, some countries have a New Year's Day test. And the test match is 5 days. So cricket playing basically from the 1st of January to the 31st of December. They take a break for Good Friday as well as Christmas Day. And so our cricket has started here in the Leewards, and then you have different test matches, ICC Champions Trophies, Regional 4 happening. And in terms of the local cricket, the SKCA, St. Kitts Cricket Association, they have just launched a 40-over competition. The first match was on Saturday the 1st, starting at 3 p.m., and it's a 40 overs aside competition. Molyneux, Keon, the combination of Molyneux, Keon, they came up against Young Guns. And we look at the scores. Molyneux, Keon, they batted first. These ads and these things here. They batted first. And they were 181 all out in 39 overs. Young Guns 130 for 9 from 19 innings closed, 19.2 overs. Molyneux Keon winning by 51 runs. And when I say innings closed, what that means is one of 2 things. One, Young Guns didn't have a full 11. They only had 10 players. Or 2, if they had their full 11 players, the 11th player couldn't bat. So you can't say that's all out. You'll have to say, as it is, innings closed, because the innings actually was closed. So Molyneux Keon, they won the toss and they decided to bat. If you look at their scores, Christian Jakiri, the opener, 23 from 29. The youngster DeAndre Drew, 78 from 101 balls, and he came not out. Jaleel Clark, 16, Isaac Davis, 12, Jerome Thomas, the opening bowler, 18. In terms of the bowling, Alvin Cyril, the captain, 8 overs, 2 maidens, 48 runs, 3 wickets. Kunal Tilokani, the second change, the chief destroyer, 8 overs, 29 runs, 4 wickets. 1 wicket apiece, for Clayton Steele and Vash Aidesani. When Young Guns went into bat, 130 for 9. Walton Edwards batting at number 3, he got 70. Alvin Cyril, the captain, his 70 was from 36 balls. So he was really throwing his bat around. Alvin batted at number 7. Batting at number 9, Therese Murray. He had 13 from 33 balls. Now, would you believe this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros, 7 knots, 7 ducks, 7 players in Bodani scorers. And I'm still trying to find out if this has ever happened in cricket anywhere where so many players on a team made 0. And we're talking about 70% of the batters, because there were only 10 of them. And 7 out of 10 is 70%. In terms of the bowling, Jerome Thomas, the opening bowler, he was pick of the bowlers, 4 overs, 15 runs, 4 wickets. Quite stingy indeed as well. Caden Francis, the captain, opening the bowling 4.2 overs, 41 runs, 2 wickets. Jaleel Clark, he had 1 wicket. Auburn Hewitt, 2 wickets. And that was that with respect to Molyneux Keon and Young Guns. This match started 3 p.m. On Sunday, the match started at 10 a.m. And the late Lord Black had a song. Mother Walk tonight and Father Walk last night and something. And it was really Mother Walk. And La Ponciana, they completely, if it's one time they beat up Police and nothing happened to them, is in this game. And they really massacre Police, man. 348 they were for 9 from 39.5 overs. Police, they were 107 for 8 after 20.2 overs. So, taking complete advantage, I would really say. And if we dig down into the match, and La Poinciana won the toss, and they decided to bat first. Normally in cricket, most teams win the toss and bat first, eh? Some people just believe in batting first. And some people might tell you, even if the pitch bad and you win the toss, bat first. I come from a different cloth. I believe you assess the situation. 1, according to the team you're playing, their strength, your strength at the moment. 2, the weather. 3, the preparation of the pitch and all these kind of things. But that's just me. Some captains win the toss, shut your eye, you win the toss, and bat. And that would be the end of that. But like I said, I come from a different cloth. And if we look at the batting now, La Poinciana, we had quite a few people in here making some runs. Opener, Richard Amafon, he had 26. Oh, no, that's wrong one. Yeah, he had 26, but wrong score. Shaquan Pemberton opening for Lampoinciana, 33 from 25 balls. Mikhail Louis, back from West Indies duties in Pakistan, and it's nice to see him playing, nice to see him getting among the runs. 74 from 52 balls, 4 fours, 4 sixes. He batted number 3, though. Elijah Lewis, 43 from 48. He missed out on a half century. Rashid Eddy, he missed out on a century. 91 from 46 balls, 8 fours and 4 sixes. He batted number 5. Javid Edwards, he was not out, 38 from 23 balls. That's 348 for 9. That's a lot of runs in 40 overs. That's more than 8 runs and over. In terms of the wickets, Jerry Clark, the second change, 7.5 overs, 69 runs, 3 wickets. Sherman White, the fourth change, 8 overs, 53 runs, 3 wickets. Those were the 2 chief wicket takers. Vangel Small opening the bowling, 1 for 64. Richard Amafond, another opening bowler, 1 for 44. Both of them bowled 6 overs. Now, when Police batted 107 all out, 107 for 8 after 20.2 overs. And they only had 9 players, so it's innings closed for them. And when you look at La Poinciana, they only had 10 players, so it's also innings closed for them. And we know, in terms of Police, opener, Richard Amanford, 26 from 37. He was the top scorer. We had 18 from Michelle Tony, 15 Hamish Thomas, Sherman White, 15 not out. The bowling saw Glenston Patrick, an off-spinner, tall, lanky off-spinner. Second change, 5 overs, 14 runs, 3 wickets, the main wicket taker. Elijah Lewis, 2 for 23. First change from 5 overs, 1 wicket apiece for Rashid Eddy, who had 5 for 25 overs, 27 runs. Michael Louis opening the bowling and coming in with the thing, 4 overs, 1 maiden, 14 runs, 1 wicket. I wondered if he did medium pace, because I know he used to do some back of the hand leg spin, wrist spin as we call it. So that was what went on. And these games are going to be played Saturdays and Sunday. And the Cricket Association, they must really be commended for this, because nothing kept tall, no local cricket kept tall last year. And to see them come up with this, that is super stuff. And if we look at the upcoming matches, where are we? These matches are going to be happening all around the island, which is also a good thing as well. And Sunday the 9th of February, St. Paul's versus Sandy Point at the St. Paul's Cricket Grounds at 10 a.m. And also on Sunday at 10 a.m., Police versus Molyneux Keon at Edgar Gilbert at the Edgar Gilbert Sports Complex at Molyneux. And they're going to take a break Saturday the 15th of February. Young Guns, and I like this idea. They're having a cricket match in memory of Harlan Durant, one of their players, and that's at the Connery Cricket Ground from 2 p.m. That's Saturday, 15th February. Young Guns, they're organizing, and I think it's senior Young Guns versus juniors, older players versus younger players, in memory of Harlan Durant, the Connery Cricket Ground at 2 p.m. And Sunday the 16th, the 40 over continues, but we'll get to that subsequently. And that is that from the local cricket. But we're going across to regional cricket now. And boy, I believe we're going to get some serious issues here. The selectors, I believe they might have a goodish headache. I say that to say because the Leeward Islands, and did I give this? Oh, no, the Leeward Islands, they won their first match against combined campuses and colleges. Sorry, West Indies Academy. They actually took sweet revenge because West Indies Academy defeated them here in St. Kitts last year. And perhaps that's the match that caused West Indies Leeward Islands to lose the championship. But it was sweet revenge. But the problem they're going to have in 3 West Indian players, 3 players from Leeward Islands were away on West Indies duties in Pakistan. Mikhail Louis, opener Mikhail Louis, number 3 bat Casey Carty, and Justin Graves. The 3 of them are back now. And I haven't seen the Leeward Islands squad as yet. And the match starts tomorrow. Plus, Alzari Joseph is there to come back, and O'Shane Thomas. I don't know if those 2 are available. I haven't seen anything. I've been searching all the looking. I haven't seen that. So, possibly 5 players coming in, or should we say 3 and 2. And, in my humble view, they got to play. So, in the first instance, 5 players out of the 13 that was picked have to give way to these 5, and then, well, I said 3 and 2, I know 3, I don't know about the other 2, and then in the 11, I believe they'll have to give way as well. And just from memory, the Leeward Islands, their 11 for the first game that they won, Raheem Cornwall, Joel Andrew, Colin Archibald, Daniel Durham, well, he didn't play, he was 12th man. Shelton Forbes, the debutant, he batted at number 3. Kareem Ago, Joshua Grant, Jamal Hamilton keeping wickets. I am not too certain about that. Kadeem Henry from Antigua and Barbuda, he opened the batting, but he's also an ambidextrous bowler. He bowls right arm spin, he bowls left arm spin, and he bowls them. He could bowl right arm for the whole match or left arm for the whole match. Kiko Landeford, he was the 13th man. Jeremiah Louis, Cameron Pennyfeather, who made his debut as well. He picked up 3 wickets, and Hayden Walsh Jr. So is it going to be a case where the 3 debutants will have to give way to the 3 test players, Casey Carty, Justin Graves, and Mikael Louis? But the question is, if and when O'Shane Thomas and Alzari Joseph become available, they should really be in the 11. So who's going to be out of the 15 and out of the 11 for that? Daniel Durham here and Ladderford didn't play. And we know Daniel Durham, he's a regular. He was to play for the Netherlands in the T20 World Cup we had in the West Indies last year. However, he got injured just before, and that is really sad. I would have liked to see him playing in the Dutch colours. So, how this is going to work out, I am not too certain. I haven't heard anything from the selectors as yet. I don't know. But they're going to have a headache. But guess what? They're not the only team got in the headache. Trinidad got a headache. Barbados got a headache. And I could tell you, Raymond Reefer was the captain for Barbados. The captain for the West Indies team, Brathwaite, he will lead Barbados in for the tournament. And they have some other players coming in as well, Jamel Warwickon. And Trinidad and Tobago, the West Indies vice captain, Joshua De Silva, he didn't play in in Pakistan, but he is back. Amir Django, the keeper bat, he played as a bat, and he could make the team either as a keeper, either as a batsman, or either as a keeper bat or bat keeper, however you want on it. He played his debut for West Indies, both in the one day last year and just now in Pakistan in the test. And Trinidad go make way for him. And who else? There's somebody, and the bowler Anderson, they got to make way. Likewise, the Windward Islands, they have to make way for Athenaeus and Kavim Haji. So all the units having issues, but those of you who missed the points, I'll tell you. And I remind you, you could call 4660989 at any time, 6620989, 7620989, and say congratulations, as it were. Ask a question, clarify, indicate something that's burning to you. In terms of the points systems, combined campuses and colleges, they lost their first match, so they didn't get any point from the game. I know it's 16 points for a win. The West Indies Cricket Board brought back in the first innings points. For the heck of me, I couldn't understand why they discontinued with it. But combined campuses, they got 0.4 bonus points. And again, I'm looking for this to see how the points are spread, how you pick up bonus points, batting, bowling, etc. But they got 0.4, less than 1 point, less than half a point, as a matter of fact, as a bonus. Maybe for just showing up. West Indies Academy, they got 3 bonus points, and that's all the points they have. They are 7th. 6 we have Windward Island Volcanoes. They got 4.6 bonus points, and that's all the points they have. 4.6. Barbados Pride, they got 5.4 bonus points, and that's the points they have. Those 4 teams lost the first round. Leeward Islands Hurricanes, well, the next 4 teams won. Leeward Island Hurricanes, they got 6.4 points and 16 for winning, so they are 22.4. Jamaica Scorpions, they are in 3rd, and they are also 22.4. We got to find out what the tiebreaker is there. Trinidad and Tobago in 2nd with 6.6 bonus points, 22.6. That's 0.2 of a point. Wow, that's really tight, really close. And Guyana Happy Eagles, the defending champions, they are out front early, out the gates early. They say, well, boy, let's attack from the front. Let's get out, go on, and then cruise, go down. We're going to have to wait and see how that work out. 16 points for a win and bonus points, 7.2 bonus points. So they have 23.2 points. Just 0.6 of a point ahead of Trinidad and Tobago, or 6/10 as it were. So those are the points standing going into round 2. You're listening to On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9 with Troy Bif Mills, your host. And we are expecting the St. Kitts and Nevis Amateur Basketball Association. They should be here shortly. And what we're going to do, we're going to take a break now. And we will be back in a few minutes. We ask you to stick and stay. Don't go away. Sport? Tune into On the Ball, a weekly tour show which is on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Bif Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On the Ball with Troy Bif Mills on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball. Welcome back to On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9. And I thank you for joining us. And we still have a lot of sports news to share with you. All kind of things. Cricket, we got a lot of cricket news left. We touched a bit of it. We touched track and field. And where are we going now? Well, let's stay in the cricket at the regional level. And the games that are coming up. Second round matches. Guyana Happy Eagles versus the combined campuses. That's in Providence, Guyana. Remember, Guyana Happy Eagles, they are the defending champions. They won their first match. 3C CCC, they lost. Starting at 1 p.m. at Kensington Oval in Barbados. Barbados Pride Pride will be hosting West Indies Academy in a pink ball match, a day night match. Another day night match, Windward Island Volcanoes will be entertaining Trinidad and Tobago Red Force at the Arnersville playing field, St. Vincent. So that's 2 day night matches, both of them starting at 1 p.m. And that is the Barbados Pride West Indies Academy. That is a battle of two losers. Windward Islands losing, Trinidad winning. And a battle of two winners, Leeward Island Hurricanes and the Jamaican Scorpions. That's going to be taking place at 10 a.m. at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in North Sound, Antigua. So good matches. Teams that lost, they want to come back and be strong. And those that won, they want to continue piling on the pressure. And we're going to have to see how that thing work out. That's the second round of matches. Jeremiah Louis of the Leeward Islands and the St. Kitts. Congratulations in order for him, because he picked up his 150th. He's gone beyond 150 first class wickets. He started playing back in 2015 when he was a teenager. And he is now not a teenager, a senior fellow as it were. And he must be congratulated for this feat he has toiled. He got 30 wickets last year, which was the most by a fast bowler. And that is what got him into the West Indies side for England in the second instance. The first instance, Kemar Roach got injured, so he came in. But when we came back home, he was dropped. Other bowlers were used. And the discussion whether or not that's the end of him, West Indies is going to call him again, I don't know. And some season he got more than 30 wickets, but they didn't call him. I don't know. It's a funny thing. But let's hope they do. Let's hope he didn't do anything in the first game. He got a wicket. And let's hope that he performs better and put pressure on them, get 35, 40 wickets, and see how they handle that, the West Indies selectors. And they do have a new system in place in terms of selectors. They actually have 6 talent scouts, they call them. 1 from each region, 1 from each of the 6 playing zones. You have from the Leeward Islands, you have Samuel Spencer. Well, let me start a different way. They have the 6, and then they have some TTIDs, Territorial Talent Identifiers. And if we were to read the article posted on the Cricket West Indies' website, February the 3rd, that's yesterday, at 2:05 p.m., Cricket West Indies launches bold new scouting system with focus on West Indies Championship. From St. John's, Antigua, Cricket West Indies has unveiled a groundbreaking data-driven scouting system aimed at identifying and developing the best cricketing talent across the region. Groundbreaking, data-driven. I'm wondering if that wasn't to be the case before. How much wickets you get, how much balls you face, how much runs you make. Well, I guess they're going to look at more info. This new initiative marks a major shift in player assessment, with senior talent managers, territorial talent identifiers, and the network of scouts now working together to provide a structured, analytical approach to talent identification. With the West Indies Championship as the first major assignment, the scouting team will ensure that every performance is tracked, analyzed, and reported, creating a clear pathway for emerging cricketers to progress to the highest levels. Tracked, analyzed, and reported. I know they would have been tracked because the scorebooks. Analyzed, averages and things like that. Reported, I believe it would have been taken into consideration, but perhaps it's going to work, a new thing, I think. And the selectors, they've been getting a lot of flogging time immemorial. So this might be the way to get them right. Two CWI's recently appointed senior talent managers, Jamal Smith, who is a male, and Ann Brown John, a female. There will now be a dedicated and robust responsibility for managing senior player data, collaborating with analysts, and assisting in selection discussions. They will work. Sorry, I think I missed that. Through CWI's recently appointed senior talent managers, those are those two. Senior talent managers, Jamal Smith, who is a male, and Ann Brown John, who is a female. They will work alongside 6 TTIDs, 6 territorial talent identifiers. And they are from Barbados, Henderson Brooms. Guyana, you see, having Ramney Sarwan, Delroy Morgan out of Jamaica. Samuel Spencer, who is the chairman of the Leeward Islands selectors. He's from the Leeward Islands. Trinidad and Tobago is having Gibran Mohammed, and Windward Island has Craig Emmanuel. Now, apart from those, there are 4 regional scouts. Phoenix Thomas from Dominica, Stacey and Adams from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Anthony Gray from Trinidad and Tobago, and Shane Jeffers from St. Kitts. These will assist in evaluating talent during the West Indies Championship. So, this is going to be interesting how they're going to work it out. But we say congratulations to them, all 10, 12 of them, and wish them the best. And I hope they really communicate with the public and let them know what is happening. Where are we going now? And it's now 8:30. We haven't seen the St. Kitts and Nevis Basketball Association as yet. We haven't heard anything as yet to say they are unable to make it. So I am thinking that they will be coming. They're just running a bit late. But let us take a break from the cricket. Let us jump to, where do we jump to? Let us jump to football on the local scene again. The referees, the St. Kitts Football Association, they had a pre-season seminar for the football referees. It was organized by Mr. Grammy Brown, who is the head of refereeing. And I say congratulations to him because he's just celebrated his first anniversary in that position. He started in January last year. So he has been on the job for 1 year so far. Congratulations to him. And he organized the program. He was one of the instructors and assessors who would have presented. Kenny Martin was another. Delroy Jeffers, he was yet another. And yours truly. We were all facilitating the workshop. There was a presentation by the integrity officer for the St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association. And that is serious business. We were going to have him. He is to be leaving Ireland this week. And when he comes back, we will be having him on the show to tell us all about this integrity. And if I were to summarize it, FIFA is, for years, FIFA has been fighting this match fixing situation. Referees have gotten suspended, and it's a criminal event. You could get locked up and jail for it. And we have heard players who have been charged and went jail for all match fixing and things like that, manipulating matches. And betting is legal, but there's also illegal betting. And a lot of these betting entities, they want to get information, inside information, trade information, to assist them one way or the other with the betting. So if a man going to bet will buy in the 65th minute or the 73rd minute, Biff going to get a yellow card. And Biff get a yellow card in the 73rd minute. How could the referee convince the world that that wasn't part of the match fixing? A man going to bet, Biff going to get a yellow card in the 73rd minute. And poof, the 73rd minute, Biff get a yellow card. Or if the bet, Kayamba going to get a red card in the 44th minute. And poof, Kayamba get a red card in the 44th minute. That's hard to defend you. The referee, he got problems on his hand. But nonetheless, it was a wonderful session all the Saturday from 8:45 down to 5 p.m. And then on Sunday from 8:45 down to about 1:30. And theoretical sessions, looking at clips, discussing the laws, trying to make sure all the referees see the same thing. And when they see the same thing, make the same decision. And I thought it was really successful. I congratulate Grammy for putting it on. Congratulate the referees for showing up. And obviously congratulate the St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association for investing in the referees. So that was a bit of football back on the local scene. And the table tennis, the St. Kitts and Nevis Table Tennis Association will be hosting the Laverne Merit National Championships on Saturday 15th and Sunday 16th at the St. Paul's Community Center. There are 4 categories: veterans, which is 50 and above; seniors, which is older, 18 years older. So veterans could compete in veterans and seniors, but seniors could only compete in the seniors. Then we have juniors from 12 to 17 and the youth under 12. So the link is out for registration. Persons out there listening, you want to register your child, you want to register, give me a call. Send a WhatsApp to me, Troy Bif Mills, 668-2055 is the number. And again, I remind persons that I am back to using my main number now, which is this, 668-2055. The screen was out, so I had to wait until I got the screen. So I was using my Digicel number in the interim, but now I'm back using my flow number, 668-2055. So call me or WhatsApp me and we'll send that link to you. We have and again, that's going to be done at St. Paul's Playing Field, the Laverne Merit National Table Tennis Championship. Why Laverne Merit? And we're going to be having a ceremony to launch that name. She, may she rest in peace, was a president of the St. Kitts and Nevis Table Tennis Association from back in about 2008 until about 2013 or there about 14. And she was also the first vice president for the Caribbean Table Tennis Federation, CRTTF. So she was a lady who was she was passionate about females getting involved in sports, especially administration. A very aggressive young lady. So she passed in 2014, I think it is. So we are having this championship in her honor. And that's a plan from the St. Kitts and Nevis Table Tennis Association that I am fortunate to be the president. We are going to be naming different competitions after persons who would have contributed immensely and tremendously, whether as a player, whether as or administrator. Because we really excited and we want to have a lot of competition. We want this competition, national competition. We want to have a knockout competition. We want to have an open championship. We want to have club championship. We want to have primary schools championship, high schools championship, business league, a church championship. We've thought about a parish league, St. George Parish, which is Bastion, versus St. Mary, which is Keon, and the club championship, just like how and we want to have a league as well, just like how we have a football league with Keon playing St. Paul's and Village playing Sandy Point. So we want to do it. We have 5 clubs table tennis clubs in St. Kitts. There's the Freeman and Freeman. Mr. Urban Freeman, he is the coach. Then there is Challengers Table Tennis Club. Mr. Dennis Bowers, he's the coach. Then we have In the Loop, Mr. Calvin Lake, he is the coach. We also have Sandy Point Table Tennis Association. Forgive me, I said coach, but they are the president. Yes, they are the coach, but they are the presidents. Mr. Quinton Morton, he's the president for the Sandy Point Table Tennis Association. And you have Lyamiga Table Tennis Club, where Mr. Craig McDowell, he is the man in charge of that. So, if you want to get in contact with them, you want to join the clubs, give me a call. I'll be able to share the numbers with you. But a lot of table tennis we have planned. Of course, it takes sponsorship. So again, the corporate community really need to come up and get involved in a much bigger way, in my humble view, when it comes to more sponsorship. And I think the government could actually help with that. I've been talking about it for some time, for the last 3 years, since maybe 2016 or thereabout. If the government were to amend and adjust their tax structure, perhaps we'll have more of the corporate community getting involved in sponsorship. I understand that it works tremendously well in Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, Jamaica. If, for example, you sponsor Calypsonians, football clubs, churches, table tennis clubs, radio sports program or whatever, to the tune of, let's say for simple maths, $1 million a year. For simple maths. That's the amount of sponsorship you send out. When it comes to your tax and tax deductions, if the government were to say, okay, 2 times the amount or 3 times the amount of whatever you spend in sponsorship, and of course you must prove it, we're going to deduct that from your profits. So you have however they do it, the net profit, gross profit, net revenue, however, they deduct that $3 million, because remember you sponsored $1 million. I remember the rate is 3 to 1. So they say, okay, you made $7 million. So we deduct $3 million. We're only going to tax you on $4 million, as an example. And I believe in order to do that, more of the corporate community will get involved and come on board. But that's a discussion for the government and perhaps the Chamber of Industry and Commerce to be having, and small business and whatever the case may be. You're listening to On the Ball here at WINN FM 98.9. We're getting down to the back stretch. It looks like our guest is going to be a no-show tonight. And I gather that their youth tournament is going to be starting sometime. The St. Kitts and Nevis Amateur Basketball Association, their youth league supposed to start sometime. And we'll get a little more information about that. And we're going to take a break right now. We ask you to stick and stay. Don't go away. We'll come back in a minute. And we'll have more sports for you before we wrap up. We have a bit of sailing, or rowing as it is, as some record breakers. So stick and stay. Don't go away. We thank you for being with us so far. And see us through to the end. See us through until 9 o'clock. So we only have a matter of about 17 minutes to go. We're going to take a short break. And then we're going to be coming back. And we're going to be going live and direct. Do you want to know what's happening in sport? Tune into On The Ball, a weekly tour show which is on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Bif Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On The Ball with Troy Bif Mills on WINN FM 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball. Welcome back to On The Ball here at WINN FM 98.9, 466-0989. If you want to call in, 662-0989, 762-0989. Slipping back over to cricket, and we on the local scene, and our two cricket ambassadors, Elia Weeks and Jazara Claxton, they returned to the Federation on Sunday, that is, yes, Sunday 2nd. They traveled from Malaysia to Dubai, overnighting. No, they had a few hours in Dubai, and from Dubai to England, overnighted in England, England to Barbados, overnighted in Barbados, and they came in. There was a small team reception, as it were, for them at the airport, a small contingent, comprising the appearance of Ika, forgive me, Jazara Claxton and Elia, they were there. LaShawn Dixon, the young cricketer, he was also there as well. We had Mr. James Ward, the coach of the St. Paul's cricket team, and I dare say he single-handedly turned her into a cricket. He's coaching all these youngsters, and he's doing an excellent job, a tremendous job coaching these players, youngsters down at St. Paul's. Congratulations, Mr. James Ward, and the best wishes with your program. Mr. Dennis Philip, the president of the St. Kitts Cricket Association, he was there. So too was his vice president, Mrs. Carleen Delaney, the vice president of the St. Kitts Cricket Association, and she was involved in starting female cricket here in St. Kitts back in 2016. Mr. Curtis Cook, he was also there, and he had his daughter, and that was a very touching moment. His daughter had a little placard that said, Welcome home, Miss Weeks and Miss Claxton. I love you. And that was very touching. That was very special. Miss Gillian Skerritt, she was there, and of course, yours truly was there representing on the ball, WINN FM on the ball, as well as the sportscaster. And in case you missed, I am now doing the sports for WINN FM evening and morning as part of the major news package. So we were there, and they're a little tired, jet lag, as you could imagine, because for the past 2 days they would have traveled something like 8 and 6, 14, about 20 hours worth of flying in the last 2-3 days. So they're back home. We congratulate them. The West Indies, they got into the Super 6. They didn't get out. And even in their regular zone, they were in a zone. Australia defeated them. Sri Lanka defeated them. Sri Lanka eventually losing in the finals. And however, the Windies on the 19th, they defeated Malaysia. And then India defeated them in the Super 6. They carried over the points into the Super 6. And they didn't make it out into the semi-finals. When it comes to the semi-finals of the ICC were on the 19 championships, actually Sri Lanka defeated Australia, and India defeated South Africa in the semi-finals. So it was Sri Lanka and India. India won again. They were the defending champions. Congratulations to them. And so Elia and Jazara, they're back. The thing about it is, they are now, after a few days rest, a bit of time off, I believe, they are going to be getting ready to play in Cricket West Indies' female 50 over competition and T20 competition. And remember last year, Jazara, did she captain the Leewards? Well, she played for the Leewards. So I'm expecting both of them, Jazara and Elia, will be playing for the Leewards this time around. You know, there were some good performances. Kimberly Anthony out of Antigua and Barbuda, she had some good performances. Youngster Hector, a young lady Hector, she had it as well. So we say congratulations to them. And St. Kitts will be hosting the Cricket West Indies' 50 over competition, as well as the T20, and this is the third successive year, back to back to back, we're hosting it. We hosted it last year, and we hosted it the year before that. So we hosted it in 2024, we hosted it in 2023, and now we're hosting it in 2025. So something got to be keeping. We got to be doing something good down here when it comes to hosting international. Well, this is regional cricket. We have to be doing something good for everybody to want to come St. Kitts when we're hosting. So that's going to be a big thing. It's supposed to start maybe sometime this month, next month. We don't have the dates as yet. But when we do, we are going to share them with you. So that's West Indies, Cricket West Indies' female 50 over female championship and T20 female championship as well. So we're going to have quite a few. And the females, they're just out of a 3-0 T20 series clean sweep against the Bangladeshi and having won 2-1. So some of the ladies, they're in good form. Janelia Glasgow from the Windward Islands, Ramharak, the captain from, no, not the captain, from Trinidad and Tobago. Haley Matthews, the captain from Barbados. So, what's her name? The young lady who used to captain the West Indies on a 19 female up until last year. Monosa, an off-break bowler. So hopefully she'll be there. So we're going to be seeing all of these. Now, I am asked the question, why are teams playing with 10? It's a very good question. Is it a lack of interest in the cricket? I wouldn't be able to answer that. But when you look at it, that's a very good question, because 2, 3 of the teams, and that's locally, in the local 4-day competition, they would have played with 10. And I don't know if they didn't get off from work. And I only heard about this competition Thursday. A little over 48 hours. I was wondering what really transpired with that. How come I only knew about it so late? And even looking at Young Guns, Young Guns had 10 players. And Man in UK on, I expect them to have a full slate. Yeah, they had their full 11 players. But that's a very good question. Why the players, those teams, 3 teams, had 10 players. Again, we have not seen our guest tonight. I guess they'll walk out. But before I slip away, Super Bowl is happening this coming Sunday the 9th, if I'm not mistaken. And the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not really a big Super Bowl man, but I probably need to go and watch it and sit down and lime and hang out. But the Kansas City Chiefs, they are playing the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl, come the NFL Super Bowl Sunday, February the 9th. And you know what's interesting? And that's at 7:30 p.m. A lot of kittitions, not certain about divisions, but a lot of kittitions to watch the Super Bowl. And when some teams win, they organize motorcade and all kind of things. And half of these guys, people who support the Super Bowl, they don't support the cricket, they don't support the football and the basketball and the volleyball so much. So some of them don't even know the national players for some of these teams. But I think this time around, a lot of kittitions going to have interest in it, because there's a kittition playing. And what's his name? He's a Williams. Joshua Williams. He is playing. And the Kansas City Chiefs, they are the defending champions, actually. They won it last year. As a matter of fact, they're going for three-peat. They won it in 2024, 2023. They defeated Philadelphia Eagles 38-35. They won it in 2024. They defeated the Kansas City 49ers 25-22. And they're trying to make it three-peat. They have been in something like 7 finals. In 1967, Super Bowl I. The Kansas City Chiefs, they were in the first ever Super Bowl, January 15, 1967. They went down 35-10 to the Green Bay Packers, a name I've been hearing from time forever. Super Bowl IV, 4 years later in 1970, January 11, they were in it again. This time they won. That's when they won the first championship. They defeated the Minnesota Vikings 23-3. In Super Bowl, that was Super Bowl 4. In Super Bowl 54 in 2020, February 2nd, they defeated the San Francisco 49ers. Yes, I just touched that. So they were back-to-back champs. The following year, Super Bowl, 55, February 7th, they lost to Tampa Bay Buccaneers again in the finals. 2023, Super Bowl 57, they defeated the Philadelphia Eagles 38-35. On February 11, 2024, they defeated San Francisco 49ers, as I mentioned before, 25-22, and they're onto a hat trick now. So all of these things are going to make them try to get them much more, a lot of people following them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the end of the program. Time has slipped away, my. And it was indeed a pleasure bringing the program to you. I thank you for listening. I really appreciated being with you in your company. And I encourage you to join us again on the ball next week, Tuesday, God's Spear, from 7 to 9 p.m., where we will do it all over again. And we're going to have, a lot of sports going to be playing. So we're going to have sports news done, so to speak. Football, cricket, basketball should be starting. We didn't get to touch a bit of rowing, where the young lady rowed. She was the first non-white person, they call a woman of color, to row across any ocean. But I thank you again for being with me. I tune in next week, Tuesday, God's Spears, 7 to 9. If you want to contact me, share your suggestions, 668-2055. I encourage you to come on board and sponsor the program, the corporate community. And no business is too small or too large to come on board and sponsor us. We accept anybody, everyone. So we really appreciate it. The driving, we have a serious problem with the driving in St. Kitts. I'm appealing to the drivers, please be patient. Because if you're not patient, you may very well end up as a patient in the hospital. Or maybe even worse, you could get disease. So, and the government, they just passed some laws last week stiffening the penalties for driving and careless driving and causing death by dangerous driving. So please be patient. As I thank you very much for listening, and as I slip away, I encourage you to always, before I do that, I have to thank my producer, Raspi of Stuffo Sound. But as I slip away, I encourage you to always be positive in your thoughts, in your words, and in your actions. Have a good night and be safe.